And just like that, we're back. The views from Section 400 podcast. Matt, Brian, and Zach Myers, special appearance, first ever. He's always behind the scenes, live on the pod. You might see him in the IG lives that we've stepping away from. Hopefully we get back to that soon, definitely for NFL. That's right around the corner. But huge welcome to Zach Myers, Z-My Guy 4. You might see his articles on the website. Zach, welcome aboard, brother.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here, Matt. Thanks for having me on.
Of course, man. Of course. Always good to have you. Glad you're here for the first one, and hopefully we'll get you on a couple more down the road. Dude. I'm gonna fucking kill this kid at work tomorrow. Dude, like that just like can't happen.
I'm gonna do not disturb now. I got to call. I tried declining it and I pressed end accept.
All right, we're back.
Fucking funny.
It was hilarious. Hopefully we'll get you on a couple more times here as we get closer to football season. But as you noticed, Brian, back from his international hiatus, back from prancing around Europe, back from complaining about the shitty European food. That's his comments, not mine. But Brian, welcome back to the greatest country in the world, the United States of America. Tell us about your experience, man. I can't wait to hear all your complaints.
Okay, well, first of all, I never called the food shitty. I called the food boring, and it was shitty because of that. All right? I can only eat paella and rice and fish so many times in 1 week. But it was a great time. Congrats to the newlyweds, Bonnie and Jack. But I never do this. I'm never the Karen on Yelp that gives, or Google reviews that gives people 1 stars. But holy shit, we had to record this podcast a day late because Royal Air Morocco, that airline based out of Morocco, is the worst piece of shit airline I have ever flown in my life. So we had a connection. Yesterday might have been the worst day of my life. So we get up at, I'll take you through the whole thing. We get up at 8:30. From Frihilana to Malaga. I get a sandwich. We go at 9:30. We have to get a taxi at 10. I order an egg, tomato, and lettuce sandwich. Should take 5 minutes. Takes a half hour. Got to go Google Translate to the guy, like, going to the airport soon. Sorry, I got to leave. He's like, no, take it to go. So anyway, like, barely get on the taxi to get an egg, tomato, and lettuce sandwich. Can't eat it in the taxi because the guy said he doesn't want crumbs. So then I get to the airport and eat a cold one. Pass like a Burger King, all these good restaurants because we're scared we're going to miss our flight. Lo and behold, we get delayed 6 hours. My phone charger doesn't work. My phone's on 2%. The Mets get delayed in the bottom of the 9th. I can't see the end of the Mets game. We finally get on our plane at 11. And then we're on our flight for 8 hours. And I hit the fucking button to like get a flight attendant to come. I never hit that button. But I am so thirsty because they come around one time and give me a 4-ounce water that I need this water. And the guy in the aisle, I'm in the middle, the guy in the aisle won't get up. He's sleeping. So I'm spamming the button. The flight attendants are walking past me like 5 times. No one's giving me water. It was the worst day of my life. I'm so happy I'm back in the greatest country in the world. I'm not flying out of the country for a long time.
Wow. A lot to unpack there. A lot to digest there. One of my biggest takeaways from that whole rant is you said Burger King and then a lot of good restaurants. So having that in the same sentence is a bit of a crime, I think. But we'll ignore that for now.
I think I said Burger King and then a lot of good restaurants. I wasn't putting them in the same. But either way, we had a chicken shawarma thing, and it was like the driest piece of chicken I've ever had in my life. Rose couldn't eat any of the chicken. She picked it all out of her tortilla. It was awful. It was an awful day.
Makes you appreciate the U.S., yeah?
Yeah, it really does. And water fountains. Not a single water fountain in that airport.
Yeah, and you are like Mr. Karen over there, pressing a flight attendant button, whipping out Google Translator, trying to hurry the guy up to make your food. I mean, what has got into you, man? Jeez.
I was hungover. I've been sick the last couple days. It was not a fun day.
Myers, did you have the same kind of experience traveling to London for the Phillies, beginning of June?
I'm going to tell you right now, my flight home from London was the complete opposite experience. For whatever reason, I had huge leg room. I got so much food. I got probably the best food in my life on that plane. I had 2 meals, lunch and dinner. I got 2 desserts, and I was just watching movies the entire time. It was a John great experience.
Oh, that sounds. What airline did you fly?
I threw
Definitely wasn't Air
British Airways.
Morocco.
Definitely wasn't that.
Royal Air Morocco.
Whatever the fuck it's called. I'll never be on it.
Shout out British Airlines.
Oh yeah, they probably know what they're doing.
Take a lot of pride in whenever you get a nation's airline, it seems to be the best. Not the case for Morocco, but it's pretty advanced country, right? Well brought along. I mean, was it third world country vibes over there, Bri, or we moved along here?
Well, maybe 2.5 world. I don't know. I only saw
Again,
the
you got to
airport.
think of it a grain of salt. Obviously, America compared to elsewhere is you're always going to be like, what the fuck is this shit? But yeah, relatively decent. I mean, they have their own airline, so it can't be that third world.
The airport smelled like diarrhea.
Well, maybe win some, you lose some, I guess. But why don't we jump into Mike of the Week here now that our international rants are over?
Yeah, well, before we do get into Michael of the Week, we do, for the first time in the history of this podcast, have a sponsor for that Michael of the Week. I know, Matt, you've been saying it's sponsored by Views from 400 for the longest time here. But
trying to get the huge Zin sponsorship.
And that's down the road, Zin. I know you're watching. And don't make us run over to On or Velo or one of these other companies. Like, we want you. But we will not. We'll go over there. So, Michael of the Week is now presented by SoBet. SoBet is the best social media app in sports betting. Track plays from your friends, handicappers, and influencers, and give input on SoBet, the premium sports betting platform in social media. We're on SoBet. The Views from 400 account is on SoBet. We're going to get all of our guys on here. Zach will be on there. Matt will be on there. Will, Jack, you can track our plays. You can comment on our plays. You can post your own plays. You can tail us, fade us, whatever you want. Get on SoBet and use code GOBJP7559. That will also be in the description.
That's pretty lame, man. Why can't it be use code section 400?
Yeah, I tried.
Well, either way, it's a start.
I was thinking it.
You were thinking it too, right?
Yeah.
They're like, why? I thought he was about to be like use code section 400, and instead it's like 7 characters and the 2 numbers.
Yeah.
But either way, great start. I'm not complaining. I love the initiative there to get a little sponsorship on board. More to follow, more to come. That sounds like a fun app, man. Getting to post plays, track your friends' plays, tell people that they suck at betting when they post heinous plays that I'm sure. Oh, fuck.
Pick McNeese bet.
Yeah, pick McNeese bet. I'm sure Myers will have some crazy plays on there, so definitely tune in, follow along. I can't wait to get on the app and definitely going to use the code that's in the description below. But without further ado, Mike of the Week presented by SoBet and Views from Section 400 as always. But SoBet, the first, not the only sponsor that we'll have here. It's just the start. It's just the beginning. But let's jump in to the Mike of the Week. That is now officially sponsored by SoBet. Ryan, you had, an international journey, but it is Myers, the guest here. Guests go first. I want to give it to Z, my guy. Mike of the Week. Let's hear it. Huge Mike of the Week inbound from Mr. Myers.
My Mike of the Week is Klay Thompson is leaving the Golden State Warriors to join the Dallas Mavericks. Splash Brothers no more. Klay Thompson, all-time Warrior great. He got less money than Tobias Harris. 3 years, $50 million. The Sixers had a great free agency. We'll get into that later. But 3 years, $50 million for Klay Thompson. I would do that all day. The Warriors, they think Klay's washed. Clearly, he's not getting that much money. But seeing Steph Curry not playing with Klay Thompson is going to be a very interesting sight.
Well, we'll see if Klay's the real deal here now, or if Steph's the real deal, which obviously he is, and now he's older, so that's obviously not the case. But he's really going to be a one-man band. And oh, by the way, I think a couple months ago, I aggressively said the Warriors dynasty is over, completely over, and I think this puts the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, it's over. Steph? We went over this because I thought he was older than he was, but I think he's like 34 now.
Yeah.
He doesn't have much time really left.
And I said the dynasty's over, and I think you half agreed with me, but also told me that it's not completely over. Are you going to walk back those comments?
Well, it depends the way, like by saying the dynasty's over, do you mean Steph's never going to get another ring?
Not for the Warriors.
See, I wouldn't go that far. I think he's got like 6 years left where maybe they make something happen, but in terms of like a dynasty and them being dominant for the next however many years he has left in his career, yeah, I'd agree.
Dynasty's over, man.
The Clippers declined sending Paul George over there in a signing trade. That's where George wanted to go at first.
Yeah,
that would have been.
They didn't want to keep him in the West.
Yeah, I respect it. It's a petty move, but I respect it.
Yeah, just as petty of a move as that the Sixers should have pulled when they traded with the Celtics and drafted Markelle Fultz. They should have just said F you to the Celtics and draft Tatum. But they didn't have the balls, and now Tatum signs the richest contract in NBA history. Again, we'll get into that in a minute. But, Bry, Mike of the Week. Great Mike of the Week, Myers, by the way, on tune with NBA free agency. But, Bry, let's hear your Mike of the Week right here.
So this won't still be the day when you guys are listening, but it is when we're recording. Today is July 1st, which, of course, until the year 2035 means it's Bobby Bonilla Day. The New York Mets will be handing Bobby Bonilla a cash check well over $1 million every year until 2035, even though he hasn't donned a Mets uniform in like 20 years.
And honestly, it's not even that, like, yeah, it's obviously bad. Don't get me wrong. Like, that's bad. That's bad to be paying a guy for this many years. But, like, dude, I think the Orioles pay Chris Davis like $9 million a year. And there's a couple other guys who get huge paychecks. So, in that respect, it's not as bad as what some of these other teams have to fork over to guys who are still getting paid huge money. But, yeah, I mean, Bobby Bonilla has been getting it for a while.
Yeah, I mean, at least Chris Davis, his career ended, 2014, 2015? It's hard to put an exact year because he was so bad.
He signed a huge contract, I think had one good year on the contract and was like absolute shit for the rest of that contract. And he's getting paid huge money. He was horrible, but he was good. That's what landed him the contract. PED's guy, by the way, so that obviously played into it.
Yeah.
By the way, get ready for Ohtani in the next, 15 years. He's going to get $70 million every July 1st.
Yeah, his is going to be.
Yeah, how is that? I mean, that's a good point. How is that contract? I know they deferred a lot of the money, but what is the payout structure? Do they even know what the structure is?
Well, it's going to be $68 million every year from the end of the contract for the next 10 years.
After the contract?
Yeah.
That's crazy. And he's already getting the crazy New Balance sponsorship. He's already still getting paid something from the Dodgers as well. It's not like he's getting $0 until that contract's out. He's still getting paid. Still
he's getting
sponsorships.
Vanilla money.
No, I mean, it's not close.
It's going to be like nearly 4 decades when it finally runs out since he last played, and he's still getting the money. But Steve Cohen also said they were going to do a parade for this, and that's never happened. So hopefully over the next 10 years, they get some kind of parade.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely could. That would be just a total Mets thing. Who would be leading the charge? Grimace?
Probably, yeah. You got Grimace and a gay pride flag. The gay Grimace Mets were 16-8, one of the best Junes in franchise history. And then June
I blame myself for calling them out and saying that they're completely out of it, and they've made up 6 games since saying.
I mean, they haven't won since the concert. Iglesias' concert.
Yeah, it's been 2 games.
Yeah. Great point, Myers.
Great point.
Great point.
The thing I'm more worried about.
It's a very catchy song, I'll say that.
It is a great song. But the thing I'm more worried about is June ends, and then we have Brandon Nimmo fainting in his bathroom. And
the concert happens 0-2. Guys are hitting their head in bathrooms. It's just a total mess again for the Mets. So we'll wait and see how that turns up. And as we, it's flying by, guys. It's about to be the halfway point in the MLB season. Feels like yesterday we were at opening day. We're about to be at the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Trade deadline, end of July.
Kodai Senga's still not back.
Kodai not back, and what the hell's going to happen to Pete Alonso? Huge contract extension or with another team?
Maybe to the Yankees. They need his first
Maybe.
baseman.
Yeah.
He goes to the Yankees and Juan Soto goes to the Mets.
That has been the talks. But some good stuff there for the Mike of the Week. I will jump back to the world of basketball and NBA. And my Mike of the Week comes on this guy. And again, Mike of the Week, I was like, how is this guy still getting opportunities? JB Bickerstaff, new 5-year deal to be the Pistons head coach. I was completely surprised because how the hell is this guy still getting head coaching jobs? He has a career under 500 win percentage, had a couple decent years with the Cavs, parlayed it into nothing. And like I said, a 468 win percentage, how does that parlay you into a huge 5-year deal? Again, the Pistons are their own disaster in themselves, but this kind of shocked me that this guy's still getting, pretty big opportunities. And 5-year deals, that's pretty big for an NBA head coach for a guy who's has a under 500 winning percentage.
Yeah, we talk about the Oakland Athletics a lot on the show and how abysmal of a franchise they are. Pistons might be worse. Just the moves they make and their ownership group and just everything about them is just JB Bickerstaff. We were talking about him for Coach of the Year, and then like 3 weeks later, we were talking about how he's on the hot seat because he's just that team's so bad.
Just not a good coach. Like maybe he's a good assistant, but like, dude, head coach, this guy just keeps getting fed opportunities, and he hasn't done anything. He's under 500 career head coach.
I don't think a lot of people are lining up to coach Tobias Harris.
That's also
Cunningham?
true.
Cade Cunningham, new Supermax?
I don't know, man. You know what? Hopefully he goes for a year, gets fired, and gets paid for 5 years. I'm happy for him personally.
Honestly, a coaching gig for the Pistons is a great job. You go for a year, you tank like Myers said, and then you get paid for 4 years while you're unemployed.
It's just, I don't know how this guy's still getting opportunities. 5-year deal under 500.
I
Didn't
think
make sense.
The Pistons, that's really the best way to describe it.
Yeah, I mean, the Pistons just shelled out $52 million over 2 years for Tobias Harris. Cade Cunningham either already did or it's very close reports that he'll be getting in on the Supermax. So there's their cornerstones for the next 5 or so years. Cade Cunningham and Tobias Harris and JB Bickerstaff.
Yeah, well, Tobias was good when he was on the Pistons with no pressure.
He's a fine player. He's a fine player, just under the pressure of Philly, no.
I was thinking he was going to get $8 million a year. I was shocked by that contract.
Yeah, well, I guess that's kind of, again, Mike of the Week presented by SoBet. Definitely want to plug the new ad there. But again, SoBet, download, post some plays. We'll be on there posting plays. Z My Guy has a couple huge plays he's already dialing up. And we'll see you guys on the app. Good way to connect with us and talk betting, sports, and anything else you could possibly think of. But yeah, Mike of the Week presented by SoBet. Check it out. Let us know what you got over there. Jump into some NBA free agency. I don't know if we're going to get on. I don't know if we're going to cover everything. Shit's breaking as we're recording this. There's so many reports. There's been so many confirmed deals already. It's been live for a day, maybe a little more than a day. But either way, I don't even know where to start. I guess we will at the Sixers. Paul George, I said I didn't want him, 34 years old, signs a huge 4-year, $212 million max contract to slot in there. The Sixers, sure, now are elite at 3 levels of the game, an elite point guard, an elite wing, and an elite big man in Joel Embiid. So is it an upgrade? Sure. I like it. I just don't love that, Paul George is a regular in the hospital in the ER on the injured list. So is Embiid, and they did a couple other nice moves. Eric Gordon on the league minimum, who will be a fine backup. Kelly Oubre, I thought was worth $15 million a year at least. They got him on a steal at only I think like $8 or so million per year. So that's a steal of a deal. They do lose DeAndre Melton. They bring in Andre Jordan, whatever the fuck his name is.
Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond.
Andre Drummond.
Honestly, same player.
Yeah. Drummond comes in. He's just going to be a rebounder. I mean, I don't know what he's going to offer on the offensive side of the floor, but Another huge deal, which I like, dude. I think I just hated this guy because I hated watching him play. Because I mean, I guess the Sixers struggled against them, but how did Isaiah Hartenstein get 3 years, 87 million?
Tom
Is he
Thibodeau.
worth that?
Tom Thibodeau playing him 48 minutes a game. Stats are inflated, and the Thunder didn't really have a big man. So
No, they didn't have a big man, but his stats weren't even inflated at all. I mean, he averaged like 8 and 7.
So I'm a huge guy. If you have cap space, use it. The Thunder don't have a lot of cap space to use right now. They're on like rookie deals or rookie extensions. Why not pay a guy that can help them potentially win a championship?
yeah, and they're
I
close.
guess.
Like they were the one seed in the West. We saw it. Like, if they can get a few more guys, as long as they're not giving
Yeah.
that money to Gordon Hayward,
Which I don't think they are.
well, we saw the Hornets do it. So don't put it past anybody.
So even though it might be an overpay, you still think that's the right move? Hardenstein, 3 years, 87 million. If you got cap space, use it.
I don't think there's
I
anything. I don't think there's any such thing as an overpay in today's
Right.
NBA.
not in
And
the NBA.
8.7 rebounds, 30 million a year.
It is crazy. But Tobias got $26 million a year, and
Yeah,
Today's NBA.
look, I get it. I get it. It's today's NBA. That's
to
probably
circle
saw.
back, Paul George got 53 a year.
Yeah, Supermax.
And by the way, my thoughts on the Paul George trade or the signing, I love it. I wrote an article a month ago about how I really wanted LeBron. Obviously, he was never going to leave LA. I want them to draft Bronny, but it wasn't gonna happen. Saying that my official stance on the Sixers is this is the year you have to go all in. And Embiid's getting past his prime. Get Paul George, get Oubre back, get Drummond. We needed a backup center. We got the star in George. Now get one more piece and maybe compete for a ring.
What is that piece? Because I mean, there's not a lot of cap flexibility you have left. Because again, Tyrese Maxey, 4 years, 204 million, or was it 5 years, 204 million? Either way,
5. Yeah.
he got maxed out there as well.
We got to get a power forward. I would trade everything for Laurie.
For who?
For Laurie.
The finisher.
Yeah. One more piece away, and I think we're better than the Celtics. Because I think that's the standard right now.
Well, the Celtics got busy themselves, giving Tatum the largest contract in NBA history at 5 years, 315 million. If you want the quick math, that's $63 million a year to play the game of basketball. A lot of money. Probably worth it. I guess he got him to the finals, but was he the best player in that series? I mean, it was a little underwhelming series. Yeah, sure they won, but I wouldn't say he was the guy, dropping 40 points a game and propelling them over the finish line.
Yeah, it's a dumb. I mean, as I say, there's no dumb contracts in today's NBA. But I think even the Celtics owners knew it was dumb because now they're selling a minority stake in the team right after they hand him that contract.
I mean, they also gave Derek White $30+ million a year too. So
4 years, 126. That was a guy I thought the Sixers could sneakily go after. 4 years, 126 to keep Derek White up there in Boston.
Yeah, the Celtics have their core. They're set for the next 3+ years.
And even though they're older, the Sixers are set as well. I mean, Paul George's contract life here is going to be the final bit of prime of Joel Embiid. So this is we are entering the beginning of the end of the process. I know people say it's dead, it's over. This is the last stand. You have your Tyrese Maxey, you have your Paul George, you have your Joel Embiid. And if you don't agree with me, you're just naive because this is the last bit of prime we'll get out of Joel Embiid. Paul George, 34. He's, only getting older, and then Tyrese Maxey still young, but it's the beginning of the end of the process.
Yeah, the missing piece you were talking about, I think you're going to need to find the best doctors over at all the Philly schools and just work on some stem cell research for some ACLs because a couple of those are going to go during that 4-year span.
I'm telling you, dude, it's going to be like 30 games in. Paul George is going to have like a huge injury, and it's, the Sixers are going to be back to square one. I mean, that much money and this much hope on a guy who is one, already injury prone, and two, old is recipe for disaster, in my opinion.
You had to do it, though. You had to.
I mean, you kind of had to. Like you said, who else were you going to get, right? I mean, there was this was the move you had to make, I guess, because there was nothing else to make. You weren't going to get LeBron. And this was probably the best guy out there other than DeMar DeRozan, who, oh, by the way, is not re-signing with the Bulls.
Yeah, I think Paul George, at least at his best, gives you a little bit more than DeRozan at his best.
Yeah,
and
I can agree with that.
You're kind of just gambling now because you need to beat the Celtics. So I don't know if DeRozan is enough.
Yeah, I mean, it is a gamble. DeRozan confirmed won't be back with the Bulls. Hasn't picked a team, but confirmed he'll sign elsewhere. The Bulls are also trying to package a first-round pick with Zach LaVine just to offload him. How the hell you become washed at the age of 29 in Zach LaVine? I mean, they're putting a first-round pick next to his name just to get him out of town.
Chicago's cursed, man. I mean, he had all the injury issues. Lonzo Ball has been off the face of the earth for like 3 years with his. And DeRozan once just out of there.
Yeah, I think DeRozan, I think is going to go to LA, but Zach LaVine, he had the great dunk contest, but after that, he had like 1 or 2 good years, and everyone thought he was the best guy out there. He hasn't done much. He had 1 or 2 good years.
Injury issues have plagued him, and really just not having a great team around him. You could say DeRozan all you want, but like Chris Dunn,
Vucevic,
Colby White.
The Bulls are just mid.
I mean, Vucevic is a good player, but is he a guy who's going to get you over the top? No. I mean, it's clearly no. I mean, we've already seen it. They tried to do the three-headed monster in Vucevic, DeRozan, and LaVine. They even added Alex Caruso in there just for shits and giggles, and it just didn't work.
Oh, yeah, they're in purgatory. Their owner needs to sell. I know their fans hate him a lot, but I do like the DeRozan to LA call a lot. Ever since he popped out at that Kendrick concert, I had a feeling he was going back home.
Yeah, and he's from there, right? So Clippers or Lakers?
Depends what LeBron
I got the Lakers.
Is. Yeah.
And apparently LeBron's doing a team-friendly deal, so they might have a little more flexibility there to bring somebody in.
I mean,
he was trying to get Klay to come there, but obviously that didn't work out.
I mean, yeah, Klay's confirmed to the Mavs. I forget the final, or we just talked about it, $18 million.
It was
so
3 years, $50 million.
Yeah, so about 18-ish, 18.3-ish per year on that one.
Yeah, honestly, it's 16.
What is
I
it?
thought it was 3 years, $50 million a year. No, okay,
No.
Yeah, 3 years.
They did not give him a lot.
That makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't get much, which again is a lot more than what we make. So I guess saying that.
Yeah, it's all relative.
It's all relative, exactly. Another huge deal I wanted to talk about, and I don't know that I have the numbers down here, but I know it's a huge deal for an old guy who's at best an elite role player. Kentavius Caldwell-Pope to the Magic.
You call Kentavius you just call KCP an elite role player?
I said at best.
Okay.
I mean, he's won 2 championships.
Yeah, that's what I said. He's at best an elite role player, and they just paid him to be like an elite starting player.
Yeah, he got 3 years, $66 million.
A lot of money.
A lot of money.
KCP.
In what world? I don't care how old Klay Thompson is. In what world is he getting more money than Klay?
It makes no sense. It's a total joke.
Yeah,
but look, it's all look. Klay's got the shot to go continue his legacy and win a title. KCP is not winning a title down there in Orlando.
Orlando's a sneaky nice team, but they're not doing anything.
They just re-signed Goga.
Yeah, he got 3 years, $25 million. Okay.
They're working on re-signing Jonathan Isaac.
They did re-sign him. How the hell is that guy still in the league?
From all the Republicans buying his jersey.
I guess. But yeah, I mean, again, we could go on and NBA free agency is going to go on and on here as it just started, and there's already been 20 plus deals already made. Some lower level ones. Colin Gillespie finds a new home with the Phoenix Suns. I think a two-way.
I was hoping he was going to go to the Knicks.
I thought he would try.
I thought he would try to get a team back on the East Coast for sure. I mean, he's from the Philly area, so I thought maybe we'd see him try to get back east.
Yeah, it would have made sense for him for the Knicks, and then I don't know where Amari Spellman's out nowadays, but now that Hartenstein's gone, go find him. Just get your Villanova Knicks.
Just literally have a whole
Chris Bings on that team.
I think he's an assistant coach somewhere right now, so I'm sure.
Yeah, I see him on Twitter all the time, but like you got to get him on the team. Why not?
Who, Amari Spellman?
Oh,
no, Chris Jenkins.
Oh, well, yeah, no. That guy's not playing basketball anymore.
He can do the Peyton Pritchard role. Just come in for last second heat.
All right, another. Am I crazy if I say Kelly Oubre Jr. is a better player than Obi Toppin? And Obi Toppin got 4 years, $60 million. Oubre, 2 years, $16 million.
I think it's just Obi Toppin's younger, and he's on the more of like you kind of know what Kelly Oubre is at this point. You still maybe Obi Toppin can develop into.
I think you kind of know what Obi Toppin is.
Well, Obi Toppin, I thought he was a bust with the Knicks, and then all of a sudden he came out of the woodworks last year with the Pacers.
Well, as part of Tom Thibodeau doesn't give the young guys love.
Yeah,
I mean they ran RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly right out of town.
Yeah, he finally got a chance last season, and he played well. So
by the way, Emmanuel Quickly got a huge contract with the Raptors.
Did he?
Like 5 year, $100 million plus. I was shocked by that.
He's good.
He's a good player.
He's good, but you're not going to win anything of him getting 30 plus million a year or 25 plus.
Probably not. But he has I think his upside is a lot greater than Obi Toppin's. Yeah, and he is a guy who can go out there and score at will, kind of, can drop 25, 30 points. So I don't hate the move. I actually like Quickly as a player. I think he's a solid player. And again, I think the upside potential is a lot greater than Obi Toppin. But I don't know. I mean, so no, Obi Toppin better than Kelly Oubre?
I think just like the career trajectory right now. You take the chance on Obi Toppin to develop. You kind of know what you're getting from Oubre.
I think Oubre, though, like,
who, by the way,
he's a perfect fit for Philly.
Just for the record.
He was great I was shocked how good he was because we signed him for nothing last offseason.
Everyone said he was going to be worth at least, 14, 15, 16 million on a per year basis. And the Sixers got him for under 10 mil per year.
Yeah, it's great contract.
I mean, that's a great contract right there.
Until he faked he got hit by a car.
Well, I don't even know that we still know what the hell happened there. But that was wild. And then sad to see, kind of injury-prone guy, but DeAndre Melton leaves the Sixers. I want to say he went and signed with the Clippers, 1 year, $12 million. Or no, Warriors. He went to the Warriors. So that's their Klay Thompson replacement. DeAndre Melton, 1 year, $12 million.
I was hoping they're going to get Steph Curry over there.
Nope. DeAndre Melton is your Klay Thompson replacement, Warrior fans.
I could be wrong, but he didn't play much for us in the playoffs at all, right?
He was injured.
Yeah, I know, but like in past years too,
always had an injury problem. He's a nice role player. Plays good defense, good 3-and-D. Maybe needs to shoot the three a little more consistently, but solid defense. Yeah, I mean, he's a nice role player at best. He's probably going to get starting minutes over there. But, I mean, I know we probably missed a bunch. I know a lot more guys will fall off the board. A lot of moving around in the NBA, as it always is every July 1st. But who has won? I mean, the Sixers won free agency so far?
Yeah, I mean, I got to say the Sixers have won it so far. Like I said, they need a star. Paul George is probably the third piece. That can be a championship-type move. again, the Sixers are far from finished. And if you know me, you know I'm very pessimistic about the Sixers because, like, let's be honest, Embiid gets hurt all the time. But Paul George was the best player available, and they got him. That's what they had to do. Get one more guy, and I could be all in on this team.
Brian looks like he's ready to sing a different tune.
No, it's fine. You could say they won free agency because that's what Philadelphia teams do. And once we get to the season, well, just laugh in your face when it blows up.
Yeah, well, that's been the trend, and welcome to the beginning of the end, because that's what it is for the process down in South Philly. We're entering the stretch of, this
The
is
results.
Embiid's prime is these probably last 2, 3, 4 years. Paul George is his last big contract.
So here's a question for you. Does the process end when Joel Embiid is out of Philly, or does the process just keep on processing for the
I
end
think
of
when
time?
Embiid's gone. When Embiid's gone. What do you think, Myers?
Well, in my opinion, the process has been over, but whatever. It's fine. But saying that when Embiid's gone, we trade Maxey when he's 27, start a new process.
I don't know that I need to deal with that.
It's just going to continue to be a cycle.
But then, so you're saying you have the trade of Maxey would end the first process and start a second process?
No, because the process isn't on. It is like Embiid is the big pillar of the process, but it's more than that, man.
Look, ever since Ben Simmons left this team, the process ended. But like I said,
you need your main, almost cartoon character-esque ringleader, and that's Sam Hinkie. You need another one of those guys to restart the process. And
we need Eric Jr.
Yeah, I mean, you just need a goon GM style character to restart the process. I mean, that's how it all started. So, I mean, that's kind of how it has to go. Daryl Morey's going to flee the city before they go into a process.
100%. By the way, speaking of the process, a free agent out there, Markel Fultz, I would take him back.
That would be maybe the worst idea for both sides.
Nah, I think like a $5 million
You think he'd want to come back to Philly?
Yeah, he didn't know ill will.
We didn't really run him out of town. It didn't work out.
I guess it depends. It's not as bad as like the Simmons situation.
Or the Simmons one is way worse than the Fultz one.
By the way, Simmons said he would come back.
Did he really?
He has no ill will. He knows he's terrible.
That would be hilarious.
That would be great. I was the first person who hated Simmons. Like I used to like call on WIP saying like how the heck is your max player not able to shoot a free throw? Made no sense to me, but you know what? It would be funny. It would be a great bit if we got him back.
If he came back, that is the end of the process. There's no way it could keep on going if he comes all the way around.
I just think it would be hilarious. I mean, dude, when he was on the Sixers, like he was an elite defender and borderline triple-double machine. He just struggled scoring the basketball. And
it's coming from you who says Luka Doncic is the best player in the league because he's the best at scoring the basketball.
No, I said Simmons is an elite defender. I'm not saying he's the best player in basketball. Like that is completely blown out of proportion right there.
No, I'm saying like you trying to, I guess, gaslight yourself into liking Ben Simmons is going against what you've been saying, preaching is the most important thing in basketball, score.
I think you're stretching, man. But whatever. I'll give it to you.
I'm trying to help you out. Do not get into the Ben Simmons trap again. Just for your mental health.
No. If he came back, I think it'd be horrible.
I would take him at $5 million a year.
You don't want him back. You don't want to put yourself through this.
I think it's a funny idea, but not at my own mental health. Is he still on a team? Is he still on the Nets?
Yeah, he's still getting like $50 million this year.
Really?
Yeah, he's getting I think it's like $45 million.
Huge money.
One more year
to get back injections and not even play.
I mean, yeah.
By the way, it's Simmons and random Jim shooting 3 seasons. So get ready for that video.
I was gonna say we should be a couple weeks away from Simmons in a random gym in LA of him jacking up threes. Oh my god, you remember those videos that come out and we get so hyped for no
Every
reason
year.
every year.
Every year.
Start getting reposted and thrown everywhere. Simmons jacking up. Oh my god, don't get me started. It is a disaster zone for sure. But nonetheless, I don't know what else we got left on the NBA. I mean, definitely NBA dominated show, a lot of free agency. Yeah, Sixers so far won. Eric Gordon, great deal right there. Drummond, Paul George, they're getting guys in. Kelly Oubre re-signs, keeping important players. I guess lastly, Myers, Brian, maybe you can just maybe give a more realistic approach here as Zach and I might be a little biased, but what's the Sixers starting five look like next year? How do you got to line up? Brian, I want to hear you first because you will be unbiased. What's the best way the Sixers can throw five guys on the court with how the team stands right now?
Okay, so you have Maxey at the 1 and Embiid at the 5. You put George at the 2. Yeah, you put George at the.
You can go George at the 4, Oubre at the 3, or George at the Oubre can't play the 4.
Yeah, no,
Then
I'm
you're running
thinking
into Oubre, or then you're running into Paul Reed having to play the 4.
that's why, yeah, I'm kind of stuck. I guess you go Uber at the 2, George at the 4, and then you throw in.
So
Maybe-
it's you either go I'll just let you finish before I jump into it.
I don't know who you throw in at the 3. Maybe you throw Uber at the 3 and throw Eric Gordon at the 2.
Or McCain at the 2.
I was gonna say McCain or Eric Gordon.
Yeah, there you go. You got a veteran / rookie kind of punch there.
So that'll be the 2. Maxey will play the 1.
Yeah, Oubre at 3, George at 4,
George at
Embiid
4.
5.
We need one more
Embiid.
guy.
Yeah, you do need
Need
one
it.
more.
Can
Fultz would
McCain
handle
handle the
well.
ball? Does
Fultz would fit
McCain have
well.
good? Does McCain have good ball handling skills? Can he back up Maxey if he has to, or is he just a pure shooter?
He can, but like he's not a point guard. But if
Is
like he was
McCain
asked to handle the
is
ball,
McCain's pro comp Kobe White from the Bulls?
no, because Kobe White's more of like an athletic guard. McCain's more like the Klay Thompson's disrespectful to Klay Thompson, but like that kind of player.
And I would
where-
take it.
Yeah, he's a shooter, but he can facilitate and he can facilitate decent and handle decent, but he's a shooter.
What do you got, Z,
mid-range.
my guy? Who's your starting five come the fall?
Well, if the guys right now, it'd be Maxey, McCain, Oubre, George, Embiid. But I would love either McCain or Oubre on the bench. Like I said, we need a power forward.
Who's out there?
Honestly, I don't really know what the options are on that. Because everyone I see, who's a DFS? Finney Smith, I think his name is.
You don't want him.
Everyone on Sixers Twitter is like begging for this guy.
Yeah, I saw people I heard some Finney Smith comments as well.
I don't need that guy.
I mean, I've seen him play a little bit. I don't know that he's the guy we should all be begging for here.
No.
No, I agree.
But we'll see what happens, man. I mean, it's clearly going to be nuts. Look, I'm rooting for the Sixers. I know Jack said he didn't want to hear us say we don't care about the Sixers, so hopefully this was extensive enough of conversation for him. But, yeah, I mean, Sixers off to a hot start. Daryl Morey not playing around. He knows it's the beginning of the end as well. If you don't believe that, then you are just naive and biased because this is the final years of Joel Embiid. It's hard to say. It's tough to come to realization. We've wasted his entire career up to this point. We are entering the last couple of years of Joel Embiid's prime. Welcome to the beginning of the end of the process.
Okay, so it does end with Embiid.
It has to.
All right.
Saying that though, not to actually transition to hockey, and the other team in the building, the Flyers, are starting their process, getting Michkov signed today on an entry-level contract.
3-year deal. That leaves them some cap space to maybe go bring a couple guys in to help them make a run.
Yeah, I mean, the Flyers aren't going to do anything crazy this year, but this guy Michkov is going to be a better. He's the best player we've had in our lifetime in Philadelphia. Better than Claude Giroux.
I'd agree with that. Who's your starting first line?
For the Flyers?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. I got if
Owen
we don't
Tippett
trade
on the left, Mitch Cobb on the right, Forster at center?
Forrester's not really center. I either got Frost or Coots. But I would love it. Owen Tippett, Frost, and
No,
Meachfield.
Frost isn't a first line guy.
It's either Frost or Couturier.
Yeah, is Konechny an elite second line guy? Yeah.
Yeah. Flyers could have two very solid lines this year.
Yeah, and they're going to need Jamie Drysdale to stay healthy.
100%.
Sanheim confirmed in there as the guy. I mean, he's kind of growing on me, I guess. Are you like a Sanheim hater?
No, Sanheim, like, they're trying to get out of his contract last offseason. Last year, he performed great in the beginning of the year. Slowed down a little bit, but Sanheim was, overall great last year, and I'm excited for his season this year.
I mean, the top defenders are going to be Sanheim and Drysdale. It's probably going to be our starting defensive line.
100%. There's also, a lot of other NHL moves yesterday and today. The Nashville Predators, out of nowhere,
Loaded up.
Wild storm today.
Loaded up, dude. Who'd they get, Myers? I know there's some tricky names to pronounce, but what's the one guy? Marchanault from the Golden Knights?
Brady Skeege, former Hurricane and Ranger. And then the Tampa Bay Lightning fans are pissed off about this. They got Steven Stamkos. Huge day for the Nashville Predators.
I mean, added left field, too, dude. I mean, how did they just – I mean, those are pretty all-timers. I mean, is Stamkos washed? Is he at – I mean, where's he at in his career? Because he was on the cover of NHL 12, which, oh, by the way, is 12 years ago.
The Lightning signed this guy, Jake Gunsel, who is he's a stud, but he got 7 years, $9 million. And then Stamkos got 4 years, $8 million. Stamkos, yes, he's older, but every single Tampa Bay Lightning fan is pissed off at this.
Yeah, you can be pissed off. It doesn't mean that Stamkos is a wash.
All four of the Tampa Bay Lightning fans.
I was in Tampa Bay a couple years ago. Very underratedly, a huge hockey city.
Yeah,
I know the Rays get heat.
They have a huge fan base. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of Eastern Europeans down there who are huge hockey fans. So to Zach's point, it's actually very underrated hockey city.
They're also a huge South Florida city. Come on now. Had to shout them out.
Yeah, wait till we get to March, dude. I can't wait. I can't wait for college basketball. I'm already gearing up. But
I know we're talking hockey, but you bring up college basketball, and I thought this would come up in Michael, and it didn't.
We're talking about Tampa. You said they're shit hockey town. I said, just Zach and I both have been down there, so we're just defending it. That to be fair, surprisingly very underrated as it. And then Myers couldn't control his outburst and giving South Florida a shout out.
Come on now.
Yeah. I was just gonna bring up Kyle Filipowski getting groomed by his babysitter into the Mormon culture.
A wild story.
Absolutely.
And then, oh, by the way, goes to the Jazz.
Yep. With a picture of a Karl Malone 32 jersey.
It's unreal.
Absolutely wild, but at least he's good luck.
Yeah. Fair. I can agree with that.
It would have been a lot worse if it was the other way around.
If she was completely feeble.
Or if it was him grooming someone else, but yes, both of them would be horrible. But now it's sad, but it's not nearly as sad as it could have been.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, he's not talking to his family.
Nah, it's messed up.
That's a wild move as well.
Yeah, he's no Chris Youngblood.
No Chris Youngblood, for sure.
Where's Chris Youngblood this year? He's on a new team, right?
He's on Bama.
All right, we're not going down the rabbit hole here.
Oh, no, wait, really?
Yeah, he's going to be the sixth man for Bama this year. It's going to
be huge for the Auburn Tigers.
So I'm going to have to deal with fucking Chris Youngblood and Aiden Holloway in that backcourt. Oh, Lord.
Holloway transferring to Bama is still wild move by him.
I can't believe that.
I don't care what anybody says. Like, that is a wild move.
Insane. Yeah, like we're already in the rabbit hole, so we might as well just get deeper into it. But yeah, he leaves and he says Bruce Pearl didn't let him cook. And you look at his advanced metrics, he had like the 5th highest usage rate in the SEC. It's like, come on, dude.
I think this is a little tease here, but I think we need to come up with a segment called Down the Rabbit Hole. And it's just going off the rails once a show of just like,
I mean, we went down the huge Sixers rabbit hole today.
We talked about the Sixers for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, but that's still relevant to the news right now.
I guess. Yeah, the Sixers are like top in the
And
news.
the Sixers made the most moves today. They made like fucking 6 moves. And free agency just started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's very relevant to what's going on. Down the rabbit hole is talking about college basketball in July. That's
John Rothstein out here. Come on now.
We're supposed to be sleeping. We're supposed to start sleeping in May.
Not up in section 400.
Never sleep up here.
But I think, we'll try and put some details on that and try and maybe get a little down the rabbit hole presented by section 400 segment. I think that could be a fun little segment that we do once a show and kind of, for the people who want to hear about the stuff that's way down the line and hear some uninterrupted sports conversation on it, we'll jump right into it. What do you got, Z, my guy?
Really quickly, I want to shout out James Wood of the Washington Nationals. I believe he's 22 years old. He was like the centerpiece of the Juan Soto trade from the Padres to the Nationals. Number 3 prospect in baseball. Number 3 prospect in baseball. I know he got to hit his first at bat today, but as a Phillies fan, it hurts to say this, but for the next 6-7 years, he's going to tear it up for the Nationals, and then obviously he's going to sign with the Phillies. But for the next 6-7 years, he's going to be a stud.
That is crazy how we just get all the Nationals great prospects besides Juan Soto.
No, we might get Juan Soto next year.
No shot. He's going to the Mets.
I mean, we offered Yonemoto over $300 million this year, so we have the money.
Yeah, no, James Wood just feels like a lifer that's national that's going to win like 3 World Series. He's from Rockville, Maryland. And of course, he goes to the Padres, and then he finds his way back to the Nationals, makes his debut at 21. Like,
James Wood is also a great baseball man.
Really is.
Yeah, I mean, Harper made his debut as a 19-year-old, and he wasn't a lifer. So, James Wood to the Phillies confirmed. Huge breaking news in section 400.
Heard it here first.
Yeah, you sure did. Huge breaking news. What else you guys got? What do we want to talk about here before we wrap it up?
Really quickly, All-Star voting is going on right now. For whatever reason, Brandon Marsh is a finalist. It would be very funny for him and Bohm to make it. They're roommates. They're always celebrating together. It would be awesome for them both to start the All-Star game. So vote the Phillies to make the All-Star game.
Yeah, Alec Boehm's average, by the way, dips like 40 points when Brandon Marsh isn't playing.
I know, it's crazy. I saw that Reddit.
That is a wild stat. I wonder why that is. Maybe they just pitch him differently?
Maybe they're more than roommates.
Their chemistry is unreal.
We don't need to put that in the air. Unreal. I guess it's Pride Month, though.
Not anymore.
Nah, it's July now.
Oh.
That's why the Mets are about to fall off a cliff. They're not the game famous Mets anymore.
About to fall off a cliff. That's funny stuff.
Stay tuned for 400 of the best stadium foods.
Now we'll roll in to the 4 in 400, presented always by Views from Section 400. Always some interesting topics, crazy topics, debates, controversy. Brian has had a couple questionable picks in the last few we've done. I'm sure he has a couple more up his sleeve in this one. But topic for today, best ballpark foods. We're in the summertime. It's sweltering hot out. Balls are stuck to my leg. Sorry you had to hear that. But yeah, it's the best ballpark foods in America. Baseball season is upon us. I'm going to take the number 1 pick in this one, Brian will go second. Jack will end it with the wraparound picks. But yeah, how you guys feeling? You guys feeling good for this one? I'm feeling pretty good. I guess I'll go on the clock unless you guys want to say something beforehand.
Let's see.
Well, there's going to be good ones, and then there's just going to be ones that you have to take, right? And at the number one pick, when you go to a ball game, you got to take the hot dog, right? I mean, I feel like if I don't take a hot dog, and that is what baseball is. So I'd feel dumb if hot dog wasn't the first pick. That is what you eat at a baseball game. So I will take the hot dog, chili dog. I'm taking it all. Every topping, no toppings.
I don't think you can take the chili dog too.
I just took it all. The hot dog.
I'll give you the hot dog with like all the normal toppings, like the ketchup, the sauerkraut, the mustard, the relish.
Dude,
but you can't take chili.
Thing. It's the same fucking thing.
No, because the chili dog is separate on the menu. Like when you order a hot dog, you get a hot dog. You don't order a hot dog and they give you a chili dog. You have to order a chili dog.
You can say chili dog, or you can say I want a hot dog, add chili to it.
Brian,
they charge you more.
Brian, I understand what you're saying here. Matt, you might be getting a little greedy, encompassing every dog with the hot dog pick. But Brian, I think we got to give it to him here.
I mean, I'll give it to you, but it's being greedy there. I'll give it to you just because I wouldn't take chili dog because I have bad experiences with chili dog.
If I didn't catch myself and include it all, then I think you'd have some grounds. But I saved it by saying I'm taking all the dogs.
All the dogs.
Okay.
So
well,
the hot dog in parentheses, just put all the dogs.
All right. Well, then I'm
Let us know
going
in the comments. Do I get all the dogs or should chili be separate? Let us know. We don't need Brian to tell us what's right or wrong. You let us know.
I'm going to take the elevated hot dog, the sausage with hot peppers.
Good move.
Okay. Interesting.
I actually prefer that to the hot dog, but
So do I. But the hot dog's the classic. I see
hot
what you're
dog's
thinking.
classic.
Yeah, you know what? I was thinking about going with a little bit off the rails pick. Wanted to get one at the 1-2 turn here, but I'm gonna keep it classic. You guys left two big guys off the board. I'm gonna go with the burger, and I'm gonna go with the chicken fingers specifically.
Okay.
Chicken fingers, good one.
I thought you were taking like a chicken breast.
If you just said chicken, that would have been way too broad.
No, the classic basket of chicken tendies with the fries. That's what I'm taking here. The fries are still on the board, but I'm taking the chicken tenders and I'm taking the burger. I mean, personally, I'm a cheeseburger guy, so I think you got to give me both cheese and plain burgers. But I don't know, Brian. Am I getting that?
You can have cheese and plain burgers, yes.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, the New York Yankees are well known for their chicken finger bucket. I think I housed that thing in under 5 minutes. Would love to know what the record is on that, but I put it down quick.
Nice.
Heartburn followed quickly as well, but we're still here, breathing.
Wash it down with a nice beer. It's all good.
Oh, yeah, dude. I think it was actually a White Claw seltzer, one of those hard seltzer drinks is what was washed down with. But a nice August humid day, nice cold seltzer with a little bit of booze kicked in, worked out well. But Brian, Brian, you're up now with the second pick?
I am. And this is where it gets kind of tougher, I guess, because I think I have to go regional here. But I think a lot of our listeners will respect this choice. I'm going to go with the Chiggies and Pete's crab fries. And if you can't find those,
how can you even take that as a New York guy?
If you can't find specifically the Chickies and Pete's, it's fries with the Old Bay seasoning.
But it's the way they make them is right. Like I think
Chickies
that's
and Pete's is the better.
It's not doing it justice saying it's fries with Old Bay on it.
Yeah, they're
you go throw Old Bay on some fries and then have Chickies and Pete's crab fries and tell me if they're the same.
But yeah, I'll take Chickies and Pete's.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, kind of pissed as a Philly native. You took that right from under my legs as you're a Philly hater to take a Philadelphia staple it doesn't sit right with me, to say the least. But we'll keep rolling along here. I don't know if this one qualifies as food. Well, it's obviously food, but I don't know what our qualifications are here. But I'm gonna go with the Cracker Jacks, man. I mean, I'm always eating that shit at a ball game. It's in the song. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't want to take peanuts off the board, but
that's a hell of a pull. Was not on my list, and it damn well should have been.
You could go peanuts and Cracker Jack back to back. Just get full take.
Give me the peanuts. Give me the peanuts. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I will take them both off the board with the wraparound.
It's good stuff.
What do you got, Brian?
Well, I'm torn between two, and I guess this could be another Philly type, but it's not really Philly. I'm gonna go with the soft pretzel.
Ooh,
fair.
They're better in Philly, but it's not native to Philly.
Another great pull. That soft pretzel hits. Doesn't matter what ballpark you're in.
A good soft pretzel, there's nothing quite like it.
Damn.
Nothing quite like it. Jack, what do you got for the two wraparounders here?
Yeah, I know
just love saying wraparound.
I got one on deck here. Damn, I'm still just thinking about that soft pretzel pull. What a great play. Strong team, Brian. With my third round pick, I'm gonna go with a ballpark staple. Maybe it's been phased out as of late, but it's still just an absolute classic growing up. Give me Dippin' Dots.
No, that's a great pull. That's when I was at the
faded out as the years have gone on, but definitely a classic. I don't see the stands as much as I used to. Like, the little concession stands that they would have set up around the park.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see them as much, but I think they're still out there.
Yeah, no,
they're still out there. Still holding on.
When I was with the Blue Crabs, we had a Dippin' Dot stand, and like the 8th inning of every game, when people would start filing out, we would just go right to the stand and grab like a bowl of Dippin' Dots.
It's an electric move.
So good.
Man, Dippin' Dots are classic. They made their way to ballparks and amusement parks and all that good stuff. But yeah, I haven't seen too much of them anymore. It's a tough last spot here. I really don't have another go-to. I've got two I'm tossing up in my head right now. Don't love either of them per se, but give me nachos. Give me nachos at a ball game.
Yeah, I was thinking about
little
nachos.
messy for me, but very good nonetheless.
Yeah, well, this memory got unlocked in my brain when you said Dippin' Dots, but I think this list would be not complete if I didn't bring up the soft serve in the mini batting helmet you can get at a ball game.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Soft serve ice cream in that helmet that ends up usually all over the child's face and clothes and hands that they wear. I don't know how much they actually eat.
Oh no. Yep, and the helmet ends up on the ground.
Exactly. And the ice cream turns into liquid. But yeah, great memories nonetheless. So I've had quite a few of those in my childhood, and that is exactly how it went. The ice cream being all over me without ingesting much of it. But I think that comes into the last pick here, and Brian took the Philly staple of the crab fries. I'll keep it with the Philly staple and take the Philly cheesesteak. I just love a good cheesesteak, man. It's unbelievable. People can say whatever they want. People try to recreate it, right? You can go out west or the Midwest, and they'll have Philly cheesesteak on the menu. It's not a Philly cheesesteak, bro. So give me an actual Philly cheesesteak in South Philly, in Citizens Bank Park. Hell, I might even go to the Phillies game tonight just to go enjoy a ball game, have a cheesesteak, and maybe all the things on my list.
Respect.
It's making me hungry.
Yeah,
I know,
for
right?
real.
The thing I ate right before this. But yeah, that's the best ballpark foods that we like. Let us know if we left some big haymakers on the board. As there's only 12 picks in every draft, there's always some big answers that get left out. Let us know what we snubbed. Let us know what we're not thinking about. Obviously, we haven't been to all 30 parks, so I know there's probably some stuff out there in the West Coast that we definitely snubbed. If we haven't been there, we don't know. So cut us some slack. But that's the best ballpark foods that we know, that we like, that we enjoy. Comment below, vote below, let us know who won the draft. I think that wraps it up. A different kind of show today. Again, my guy, Zach Myers. Huge first time on the pod. Thanks for joining, buddy. Great to have you on. Hopefully we get some more of you in the future.
Yeah, I had a John great time. Thank you for having me on. And yeah.
John Grace.
Everyone
talk about falling off a cliff. John Grace falling off a cliff.
Oh yeah. No, honestly, he was protesting Pride Month. That's all that happened there.
Fair enough. I can get behind that. Yeah. It's the Views from Section 400. Matt, Brian, and Mr. Myers hopping in on this one as a special guest. Make sure you check out SoBet. First sponsor, not the only sponsor. Get on there. My guy is already dialing up huge parlays, so see what he's got going on there. Brian, Jack, myself, Will, we'll all be on there as well, so go check out SoBet. This one we have Mike of the Week, winners and losers in the next one. That's all I got. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.